used to role play with people who had been in the industry for 2 years when I got started inside of my sales opportunity. I wasn't gonna just be like, oh man, this thing doesn't work. People were doing it, and if someone's doing it, that means that you can too, and it's just figuring out how do you actually do it. And that's the attitude that you've gotta have, guys. When I was in my early 20s, I thought that I was doing everything right to set myself up to be successful in life. And what I realized was I was doing everything that everybody told me to do. I had a 3.8 GPA in college. I had an internship at a Fortune 500 company ever since my sophomore year, and I was crushing it in all the areas in my life. And so I asked my manager, what do the entry-level positions make at the starting salaries here where I was gonna end up? And he told me $42,000 a year. And I was busting my butt trying to get good grades and do the right thing in school so I can set myself up to get a good job. And when I realized that whether I was getting a 3.8 GPA in college or I had a 2.7, the entry-level positions at that company were paying the same amount, I decided that I needed to take matters into my own hands to change the direction that I was going. So that's why I'm making this video, to hopefully get this information into someone's hands sooner so they can make that adjustment. The first thing that I did to change my course was I started to invest in me. And it wasn't on purpose. When I was a couple years before I dropped out, I actually crashed my car, and I got so upset because I put all this money down on my car. I was making my monthly payments. I couldn't get my car fixed, and I didn't have the money to buy a new one. And I was doing everything that everybody told me to do that said, hey, this is what's gonna lead you to be making money, but I was still broke. So I decided to take it into my own hands, and I Googled, how do people get rich? How do people make money? After looking around on the internet, I found a podcast by a guy named Brad Lea. And I just started to get obsessed with it because all these people did is they just started telling their story about how they were once broke like me into making great money and having a big business and living a great life. And so what I realized was there were so many other avenues out there to make money that I didn't know about. So I started to get obsessed and I started to look into it. And I started to change my course. I started to get new information, and that's the big thing here, guys. Point number one is gonna be get new information. Okay, you're looking to invest in you instead of the things around you. I stopped going out on the weekends. I stopped going to the bars with my friends. I stopped trying to pick up chicks. I stopped trying to buy things to impress people that didn't even care, right? I stopped thinking about what the external world was viewing me as, and I started to change my attitude towards I want to grow and I want to invest in me from the inside out versus the outside in, okay? Some of those things that I was doing was I was reading books like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, books like Essentialism by Greg McKeown, right? Books like See You at the Top by Zig Ziglar. Some of these books are some of the books that I was reading at the beginning of my journey that changed my perspective about what I could do. I was listening to podcasts, I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos, and not YouTube videos on people driving cool cars or doing stupid things. I was watching videos on how I can get better at life, how I can personally grow, develop. Guys like Brad Lea, Andy Elliott, Ed Mylett, those kind of guys, so I could get better, get smarter, and start to become a better person. Right, so the first point is get new information, guys. Start to learn, start to grow, start to invest in you. It's not about the external, it's about the internal. There's so many things that you can do to grow, and one of those is look for new information, like I mentioned, and also get in a new community, right? Join a group, go to a seminar, get involved with something where there's some other people that are on the same mission as you so you can get some new information, guys. All right, guys, so point number two is gonna be to get into an opportunity that has real growth potential. What do I mean by that? I was an intern, right, at a company where I was making $15 an hour. My entry-level position was $42,000 a year. That wasn't a whole lot of a growth, right? That wasn't a big jump for me. So I got into sales, guys. I joined Real Financial. This is a business where I saw people winning. People were crushing it, making great money. And so I said, you know what? This is an opportunity that I think if I get into and I work really hard, I've got the same opportunity that these people do to make really, really good money, right?